I think that this strategy will change you. It will give you the tools that you need to be able to reach the goals that you want. Today y'all saw me pouring up a matcha, but I have been dabbling away at my computer all morning. While I enjoy the aesthetics and I love the New Year's and I live for the New Year's, there is truly a part of the New Year that is very stressful. And so I think that if you have had trouble, I think that this strategy will change you. It will give you the tools that you need to be able to reach the goals that you want to. One thing that I do take from other people and their videos is the idea of starting off with reflection and what I did well. A lot of videos that I see are talking about what the people have done well within that previous year. This video is a little bit of a spin for me because I want to talk about what I've done within the last 10 years. And this is also how I structure my yearly plan. So for me, everything has to fit neatly into a box. Around 10 years ago when I left college, my aunt encouraged me to do like a vision board. Obviously this is like 10 years old and it's all like some things fell off, but I want to like really literally know, what did I do? What have I accomplished? What's tea? So let's go through some things on here that I still do or that I have accomplished. I have on here knowledge is power and an MBA. Your girl just finished her bachelor's and she is on her way to continue her schooling. So I also have build your inside business that remains true to its roots. Wow, that's interesting because of the way it actually relates to the theme that I chose like for this year. That's crazy, but I did open up an LLC this year. So I have a car on here, Toyota. I mean, I don't know. That's not really my dream car. I don't know what I was doing, but I don't think I had a car at the moment and currently. I have a bunch of scripture verses on here, which I do still try and make moves heavily based on the truths in the Bible. Also, like, it's what's inside that counts. I have that. A lot of the times I feel myself chasing a certain aesthetic or what I want a certain thing to be or to look like. But the reality is, if you just focus on what's inside and your habits, what you're doing, what's going on in here, then a lot of the times the outside will naturally unfold itself. And that's the kind of vibe that I kind of want. I have some dancers on here, which I'm still doing. This year I auditioned for a company and I'm also still teaching dance. And then I have like my dad on here, and that's really cool because I still spend a lot of time with my dad. Like, me and him do weekly brunches now. I'm very intentional about the time that I spend with my father, and the rest is just like very much inspirational quotes. I think if I do say so myself, that 10 years later, I mean, we can say we got a couple of things done. That's the first look that I've had at it because I waited till the new year. I've had that just chilling. That was my previous 10 years. So I didn't have very much of a system. I know a lot of people start off with what they did last year and then go into what they want to do next year. They break it up into quarters. But for me, in order to create my 2026 daily habits, I needed it to make sense for my 10 years from now. Like, I needed to be doing things every day, every year, every 5 years to reach who I want to be in 10 years. I started this year planning for next year in 2026 by looking ahead 10 years. Basically, pretty much pictured the woman that I want to be in 10 years from now. Really envisioning that life for myself. What I want to look like. What I want to be doing. What businesses I want to be working. What does my family dynamic look like? And I wrote down a couple of things from that life and what that woman looks like in 10 years. I kind of took the focus away from like a goal, took the goal-oriented pressure part, and I just pictured someone. I left it more like, who inspires me? What would inspire me? What would me in 10 years? What am I inspired by? I'm going to give you guys some examples. Be very fit and athletic, a CEO. What does she look like? What does she like to do? What's her hobbies? Is she staying at home or is she a boss? And so From there, what you're going to do is create your 5-year plan. Let's just say yourself from 10 years from now is extremely fit and athletic. Yourself 10 years from now is an influencer on YouTube. And let's say yourself from 10 years from now is, let's say that she is married, no kids yet, married. If every year and every day you're working towards that for the next 5 years, your life should look a little different than it does now, right? So then that is your marker. Let's break it down. You want to do trackers of what would be occurring. Another inspiration. It's not a goal. It's not too many goals. It's not so heavy. It's not a strict program like you better be doing this. You better have that. If you are really inspired by the person who is fit and athletic and is an influencer on YouTube and is married, you better have something to measure it off by. And that is how I created my 5-year vision plan based on that 10-year. Just in case that was a lot for y'all to deal with, let's take a sip. Stay with me, y'all. So for someone who is really into fitness, well, in 5 years from now, you're probably going to have lost some weight. If you don't want to do something like that, in 5 years from now, you probably have a completely different, healthy lifestyle. Your lifestyle in regards to how you eat is probably so drastically different. You're probably so much more health focused in 5 years from now. That's not your 10-year inspiration vision, but if she's fit in 10 years, 5 years, she has that health plan down pack. So if she wants to be a big influencer in 10 years, in 5 years, I mean, she's not the biggest, but her YouTube channel is buzzing in that 5 years. She got a couple subscribers. She got more than a couple subscribers in 5 years. If she's married, her confidence is top tier. She look good and she smell good, as I like to say. There's nothing better than a woman who look good, smell good, and knows both about herself. Those are 3 examples of something that your 5-year vision plan or goals would look like. You might want to say something along the lines of, in 5 years, I have a completely healthy lifestyle. In 5 years, I have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm just throwing a number out there. In 5 years, my self-care routine is like top tier. So those are some examples of my 5-year goals that I would set and that you're going to set if you want to, stepping stone. And it fits into your 10-year inspiration. If what I'm doing in 5 years don't match what I'm doing in 10, then I just spent the last 5 years wasting time. It needs to all fit together for me. I do believe that if you're not going to be as strict with yourself, you better be very organized. Okay? So we are about 65% of the way done. But now I want to kind of get into what I did in order to figure out the next year. Because this part right here was really different, but I feel like it's going to be so helpful for me. I took each one of those goals and I broke them down into something to focus on for a year, for the next 5 years, to get me to that 5-year goal. So really simple. This is a very typical one, but if in 5 years your non-negotiable is a healthy lifestyle, well, in year 1, you should be focusing on lowering your sugar. In year 2, you should be adding to that, and now you're focusing on home-cooked meals. In year 3, now you want to start moving your body. In year 4, maybe you want to really focus on getting into some classes or purchasing yourself some gear that helps you to keep going for the working out. By year 5, now you done got your food down pat, how you're eating, you got your movement down pat, you got all of that ready to go. By year 5, you got your routine. Your healthy lifestyle, I've been to that. I've been working on that the last 4 years. Lowering our sugar, that was what we were focusing on in year 1. Now I have something for the next year to focus on. You can build your quarters around lowering your sugar. So, and they say it takes 21 days to build a habit or break a habit. So that's about a month. In month 1 of Q1, cut off soda, your calorie intake with soda. Why don't we see if we like sparkling water, that San Pellegrino, that Waterloo? In month 2, you focus on carbs. That's it. In month 3 of Q1, I'm going to focus on how much sweets I intake. Am I having a chocolate chip cookie after every meal? Do I really need to do that? Or, can I focus a little bit more on, maybe I try a healthy alternative? And if you do need to tweak it, let's say you smash through all your health goals for 2026. Well, then in 2027, You know your pace. You know what you're capable of doing, and you can restructure for your next 5 years. And maybe you could set even more demanding goals for yourself in 10. You can tailor it for as quickly or as slowly as you want to. Let's say you mess up in Q1 and you have to restart with your drinks. Well, that's fine. I think it gives flexibility and room. And if you want to go quicker, that's the beauty of it. Also going to be balancing your YouTube. So while you're learning to lower your sugar intake, you're also focusing on your editing for your YouTube. You're also focusing on your self-care and not burning yourself out. And so balancing that is going to be a challenge. It would be a challenge for anybody. So let's say by Q1, you feel like you've already checked off your sugar and you're ready to move on to homemade meals. Well, then do that in Q2. And then by year 1, you might have already conquered your healthy lifestyle. What else can you do? You're just bossing yourself up even quicker, making your outcome for 10 years from now even better, even more. But for me, you're good, sis. We gotta wind down. We gotta wind down. Sometimes it really does take a year to really get things together. For some people, you might be like, girl, that's what? You need a whole year to do. Yes. Because slow movement is still movement, okay? You should not be scared of moving slow. You should be scared of not moving at all. You want to under promise and overproduce. You don't want to over promise and underproduce. I think it's very beneficial to lay out what I'm going to do, make it very approachable. I hate the idea and the feeling of I set my bar very high and then fail, because we've all been there when you set yourself up for a goal and you just fail, and then you spend weeks or months or however bed rotting and doom scrolling because you just in a pile of self-pity. Let's minimize that this year. I think that that's the importance of kind of winding yourself down, not taking too much on your plate. And if you overperform, well then. So hopefully that's helpful to you. And now I want to get into the more general scope of what this year is going to look like for me, or what I'm focusing on based on all that setup that I did for myself behind the scenes with my 10-year plan, 5-year plan, and then each year leading up to the 5 years in my quarterly. So the theme for 2026 that I chose is rooted and rising. I want to remain grounded in who I am, and I want to grow upward. And I feel like it really supports the idea of, like, even with plants and gardening, like they're always growing, but you don't always see that movement. And being rooted can just mean so many different things, like staying rooted in my culture, staying rooted in who I am, staying rooted in the Bible or my faith, staying rooted in so many different things. So that's my theme for 2026, rooted and rising. Back to the regularly scheduled program now that we got the strategy out the way. I'm going to grab this now, y'all, because we got the hard part out of the way. And my mantra will be that my habits fund my dream life. I feel like this is really speaking to the idea of stop chasing and stop worrying. Oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? How am I going to get that? What am I going to get that? And start aligning, like the habits, the little things you do are actually the cash for your dream life. Like, instead of shaping your goals around, I gotta work really hard to get this, and no. I have the ability to get it. I'm working my habits, and that is the money. That is the money. The word fund really stood out. Like, my habits fund it. I think a lot of the times, and the reason we set goals is because we don't have it. We don't have it yet. We want it. We gotta work towards it. But I think when I think about it, like, my habits fund, my habits is that's what funds my dream life. So that's really compelling for me, and I feel like that's really going to help me to stay on task this year. Also the fact that I'm talking to y'all about these goals, so if I don't reach them, based on my 5-year plan, like we talked about, I have a couple of different categories in my 5-year plan that I want to focus on. And so for each of these categories, I chose something per year to work on, and then for the next 4 years. And so this is year 1. And in year 1, I tutor kids and I also teach dance. So I want to continue showing up for those in year 1. I want to continue with my schooling, get rid of chicken or beef. I have actually basically done that. Like, I don't eat a lot of it, but I've not been very strict with myself. Like, sometimes I do let myself have a bite of this or a bite of that, and like, I can't be doing it. Like, I really want to just be very strict about no chicken, no beef. I already don't do pork, so it's just like, but even that, like, I slipped up a couple times. Like, I found myself trying the new Dunkin' Donuts thing, and I'm like, girl, you don't eat pork. What are you doing? So I want to be more strict when it comes to that, even though I barely eat it now. I don't want to eat it at all. And then I want to incorporate some type of daily affirmation or quiet time into this year. I won't go through all of them, but I will choose one goal, go into how I broke it into quarters for the year. So like I said, I have my categories, my goals for the year based on all of those different categories. And so now I'm going to break it up into quarters, and I'm going to just choose one category. So one of my goals was to continue showing up for my extracurriculars, which is dance, right? So for quarter one, I want to finish all of my choreography. Everything that has to do with dance, I want to have the music together. I want to have all the steps together. I want to have all that ready by the end of March, which is quarter one. Then for quarter two, I want to clean all of that choreography. All that choreography that we got out in quarter one, we're cleaning it in quarter two. And then in quarter three, we're done cleaning it. We got it out. It's just back to back to back. Now we're working on our stamina. That choreography, that dance is going to look fabulous, and you are going to perform it. You're not going to be out of breath while you doing my clean choreography. So that, and then Q4 is obviously a rest quarter, because then you're getting yourself together for the next dance year. So that's an example of a category that I had that I broke into quarters. So hopefully that made sense to you guys. I know that was a lot to digest, but I'm so grateful. If you made it this far, comment a wine glass. I really hope that this spoke to somebody, and I really hope that this year, if you utilize the 10-year method, that it will help you. Or at least I hope, because we in this together. If we in this together, and I can't wait to, I can't wait till you see you in a year from now, and 5 years from now, and then in 10 years from now. So it was so nice to finally get this off my chest, y'all. Cheers to me getting off my chest. Let's get after 2026, y'all. I'm so excited, and I cannot wait. Until then, until next time, make sure you stay snug in your own skin. Be proud of exactly who you are. And I'll see you in the next video.